Thanks for checking out this haul video. So yes, as promised, I'm doing the other three Vinegar Syndromes that I talked about in the last one. So we got three more. One of these I almost didn't get. The other two I was, for the longest time, like definitely going to get. And I know I said last time about the list that I have on my phone of all the Vinegar Syndromes that I eventually want to pick up. Well, I just wanted to clarify on that, like how I choose what I end up buying and when. It's not necessarily what I want the most. A lot of the times it's based off of what is selling the fastest or what's just lower in stock. So these are all lower in stock. The ones in the last video were also lower in stock. So yeah. But anyway, I'll talk about these as we go through them. The first one is the one that I almost did not buy. This is one I was on the fence about. But once I got off the fence and decided I was going to get it, I realized the stock was pretty low on it. So I assume that it's going to sell out sometime this year. I don't know like how fast it's selling, but it was pretty low in stock. And I had seen the trailer for it. I was kind of like, yeah, I don't really know. But then I asked some people in the Vinegar Syndrome collectors group that I'm in on Facebook about any films from Vinegar Syndrome that people highly recommend. And this is one that someone highly recommended. So I was like, well, I was on the fence. Maybe I should give it a shot. So that film is Dark Room. I don't really like the cover. I think the cover is actually pretty weak, to be honest. And there's the back for it, if you're wanting to see it. And on the inside, this is reversible, but I decided not to flip it because, I mean, the inside is like very 80s, let's be honest. Like, that looks like some prime 80s-ness. So yeah, that's kind of funny, but keeping it with what it was on. All right, so let's read this one. Janet has just returned home from college to visit her conservative family at their remote farmhouse nestled deep in the countryside. What should be a happy reunion is quickly disrupted by the arrival of an unexpected guest. A mystery killer who photographs their unsuspecting victims before murdering them in a variety of brutal ways. As her family and friends are picked off one by one, Janet is forced to fend off the mysterious maniac, all the while uncovering unsettling secrets surrounding her family's violent and perverse past. An indulgently sleazy and creative American take on the giallo as filtered through an 80s slasher film structure. It's suspenseful and red herring filled murder mystery. What else does it say? It says it has increasingly nasty kills in it as well. So actually, now that I'm reading that, because I hadn't read that before, even more excited, because I do like giallo and giallo-esque films. So the fact that this is kind of like an American riff on giallo, real glad I picked this up. I don't know who to thank from the Facebook group, because I didn't take note, but whoever you are, if you see this, thank you. Appreciate that one. The next one is one that looks pretty kooky. It looks very over the top, very kooky. Kind of in the vein of like Surf 2, which I loved. I saw Surf 2, really loved it. I should have a review out. Yeah, there should be a review on my channel at this point when I'm putting this video out, so you can check out the Surf 2 one. But this one looks that ridiculous, but I'm very interested in it, and that is the film Wacko. Love the jack-o'-lantern head. It's very cartoony, obviously, looking, but there you go. And on the inside, the old school cover just makes it look, I mean, it's a horror comedy, but it makes it look like almost like a sitcom-y type dealy. Although they were doing artwork like this a lot for comedies back in the 80s, so yeah, so I saw the trailer for this one. I was like, that looks ridiculous and kind of wacky, and I want to see it. So 13 years ago, at the Halloween Pumpkin Prom, the infamous lawnmower killer went on a brutal rampage, murdering several high school students, including Mary Graves' older sister, traumatizing her for life. Just that first sentence, I'm so in. Now, after the unexpected escape of a prisoner from the state mental hospital who may or may not be the killer, it's up to hard-nosed gumshoe Dick Harbinger to solve the case before the lawnmower killer seeks out a new slew of victims at the upcoming Pumpkin Prom. That is, if anyone is able to survive the hilarious horror hijinks leading up to it. It says, a raucous parody of horror films and teen sex comedies predating the Scary Movie franchise by nearly 2 decades. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Tickle in my throat. Features a mind-blowing ensemble cast including Joe Don Baker, Stella Stevens, George Kennedy, Charles Napier, Julia Duffy, and Andrew Dice Clay. In his first feature film role, never officially released on DVD and barely available in any format since the 80s. Reading the description, I'm even more excited about this. I mean, like I said, I saw the trailer and I was pretty excited about it. But reading the description makes me infinitely more excited about it because I'm a big fan of horror comedies. I feel like literally there are not enough horror comedies out there, unfortunately. So to be able to get my hands on another one that's a blast from the past and that I trust, since it's being put out by Vinegar Syndrome, is fun because that's a lot of what they put out. Excited to have it. So moving on to the last one. And I'm really going to bring your attention on this last one to the alternate jacket for the Blu-ray. Because it is something, and you'll see why. But this is one that I was pretty excited about. The House on Tombstone Hill. So I was always planning on getting this one because I had seen the trailer for it. And it looked like cheesy, ridiculous, over the top, like a so bad it's good film that, you know, is like my bread and butter for the most part. But it, someone backed it up when I was asking, like I was saying in that collectors group on Facebook, someone backed it up by saying that they recommend this one. And I'm like, nice. So here's the back of it, if you want to see. And now the inside portion. Because this is something. So it's an alternate title for this film. And when I first opened this, I just did not see this coming. And I was just like, okay, that's a thing. So apparently it's originally called Dead Dudes in the House. It looks like it's kind of like a takeoff of like a house party type cover. Very interesting, very ridiculous. So first of all, I thought this could be like a so bad it's good film, but now after I've seen this, it's like, how so bad it's good is it? And is it like intentionally over the top? Because I feel like you don't put this cover art out there at any point in time if you're not going for kind of like ridiculous vibes. Just saying. But we'll see, because I'm going to watch it. With all of these, I'm going to watch them and review them, so yeah. All right, let's read about the House on Tombstone Hill. A group of friends have decided to repair and renovate an old house located in the middle of nowhere in the hope of turning it into their cool crash pad. But shortly after arriving, a strange and seemingly senile old woman is found to be lurking around the premises. Uncertain of her intentions, the group of trendy homesteaders go about their business, but soon find themselves up against a very unexpected geriatric evil, hell-bent on keeping them as permanent residents in her house, dispatching them in a series of creatively gruesome ways. Like that, quite a bit. But to make matters even worse, shortly after meeting their demise, their mutilated corpses return from the dead, determined to help their elderly assassin and her fiendish daughter finish off the others. That's an interesting twist to it. Absurdly gory and filled with top-notch kills, courtesy of effects wizard Ed French and Bruce Spalding Fuller. It's a cynical blend of slasher and zombie film. So that does kind of answer that cynical blend thing. Does kind of answer. It makes it sound like it was intentionally over the top and kind of ridiculous. So, very excited about this. I'm totally in. So, let me know in the comments what of these do you highly recommend. Also, like the last video, please let me know any of your exciting pickups you've had lately, horror or otherwise. I'm always interested in what people are picking up. I know there's some people who watch these videos and they just keep looking at this stack right here. Yes, these are the Blu-rays and 4Ks that I need to get to, that I will be watching and reviewing at some point. It's going slow. I can only do so much, but Trust me, and it's going to be added to because these are all going on top of there. So watch it get stacked up because I'm still buying Vinegar Syndrome. But thank you everyone for checking this out. Like I said, comments. Do me a favor though, also hit subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Hit the notification bell button if you want to know when I'm putting up new videos, which I'm doing 3 or 4 a week, which I think is a good amount. But regardless, I really do thank people for, checking out my channel, checking out this video, and until next time, keep it brutal.